All right, we are live. Let's do it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome in and welcome back to another episode of the Going the Distance podcast. My name is Ryan Bonnell, and alongside me is my co-host Elijah Span. We got a hell of an episode for today. You're going to really get a sneak peek at the degeneracy that goes on behind the scenes here at GTD because we're kind of all... Oh, wait, Elijah, you pointing at me? You can't hear me?
Your mic.
I can restart it. No, you're good. We're only 20 seconds in. I can just restart. What's wrong with the mic? Is it not?
I'm pretty sure you're on your headset. You sound like you're on your headset and not the good mic.
Test. Is that better? Test. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. It sounds better now.
It does? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. We can always just redo the intro. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Plus, I doubt anybody's already on the live anyway, so.
No.
All right. So it sounds good now? We're good?
Yeah.
All right, bet. All righty, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back to another episode of the Going the Distance podcast. My name is Ryan Bonnell, and alongside me is my co-host Elijah Span. We've got a hell of an episode planned for you today. It is our Super Bowl 56 special. Kind of crazy to think that this is our second time doing one of these, but It is our second year in a row. You're going to get a sneak peek really into the degeneracy that goes on behind the scenes here at GTD because we have just loads and loads of prop bets, degenerate bets, coin flip bets, literally anything you could think of for the Super Bowl. We're probably putting money on it in some way, shape, fashion, or form. But before we get into that, be sure to check us out over on social media over at GTD_sports. Other than TikTok, where we are at GTDsports.com. You can check out our personal accounts. I'm over at RyanBunnell8, and Elijah is at ElijahSpan19, as you can see on the screen. Like I mentioned in our last episode, we do have a brand new podcast coming within the next week or so to the GTD Podcast Network. So be sure to go over on our website and check out all of our other shows on there. So the Super Bowl, it's here. We've waited all season. It's one of those days. So we're going to have basically everything be Super Bowl themed other than the little quick reaction to some James Harden news because that's just absolutely bonkers.
Good.
It's too good to not talk about. Yeah, we have to. So first things first, let's start out with the Would You Rather like we normally do on Thursday, but with the Super Bowl twist to it.
Yeah, so my question is that as a fan, if your team went to the Super Bowl and lost, would you rather lose in the Super Bowl or lose in the conference championship?
That's a tough question because I was thinking about that as a Bengals fan. I was like, would I rather just lose to the Chiefs, lose to Mahomes where everybody expects us to? Because now we're kind of at the point where we've made it this far. We kind of might as well win the whole damn thing. So that's tough because, if you lose in the Super Bowl, you still had the glory of winning your conference, reaching the big game.
And everyone remembers that team and like, man, that team was good. Like they couldn't do it. They couldn't pull through though, but like it's cool. So it's not.
Yeah, but then losing in a conference championship, you could also be known, as that team that could never get over the hump and reach the Super Bowl. Like,
it's true.
So,
like the Packers right now.
I think in my situation this year, would I have rather had the Bengals lose against the Chiefs or this week? I think I'd rather go with losing the Super Bowl. As much as it would hurt, emotionally as a fan, it would hurt like a bitch. But, you still get some of that glory. You still get I've had just a week of euphoria because we're in the fucking Super Bowl. Like,
right.
So I still got that at least. So I can't complain too much if that was the case.
I think I would probably choose losing the conference championship, but I also haven't had the 2 weeks that you've had being like, being elated that my team, like of Super Bowl hype that I get to enjoy and everything's about my team. And so, but in terms of like heartbreak, like I can get over it. I can be like, dang, like we almost went to the Super Bowl but then if we lost in the Super Bowl, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah. It is. It hurts a little bit more. It hurts a little bit different in the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts a lot more, I would say. Just guessing. I don't know. My team's never been in there, so.
Not yet. I mean, that's what I thought, Maybe in the next 5, I don't know. I can't really say anything. It's the damn Cowboys. Can't promise you too much, but that's also what I would have said for the Bengals, so. You literally never know, I guess.
That's true.
All right, so you're going with the conference championship, though?
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd rather lose? All right, interesting. I can see it, though. I really see an argument for both ways. But my question for you then is, if you were an athlete rather than a fan, so if you were a hopeful late first-round pick, not a top 10 guy, like a 20 to 30 kind of guy, would you rather be drafted by this current Cincinnati Bengals team or the Los Angeles Rams at this very moment? Which squad would you rather join?
Probably the Rams. Like Rams have, well, for one, because of all the how cheap Cincinnati is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like playing with Joe Burrow, if I was offense, I'd be like, this is sick. And if I was like an O lineman, I would definitely want to play for the Bengals because I could be like, oh, I'm the guy that gets to protect Joe Burrow. And if I actually keep him upright, then I get all the credit in the world. And if you're a receiver, same thing. I don't
That's
know.
a good point.
There's
well, if you're a receiver,
also
I feel
too,
like you're kind of like neither way you're gonna be playing very much. But what were you gonna say?
well, big thing to look out for in this though is like luxury tax in California. It's big. You get like a lot less of your money that you're
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
than you would in Ohio. So that, I mean, but in terms of like just strictly organizational from a full pure football perspective, I'd go with the Bengals.
Yeah, I think you have to, and I don't want to sound biased, but it's mostly just because the Rams kind of did a Super Bowl push. I mean, Matthew Stafford is a little old, not like a dinosaur, but I don't know if they're going to be able to maintain their roster for years to come. Whereas the Bengals looks a little bit more glued together. It looks a little bit more like these are all young guys that are going to be there for a while. So, and they have no reason to leave now, with what's going on with Zach Taylor and everything, like just the culture. So I feel like for that reason, just the younger locker room, I would want to be drafted there. Just more room to grow, I think.
And they actually have fans.
That is true. Yeah, Rams are there. I mean, they have fans in St. Louis, but they're not LA fans.
Do they?
Okay, you lived in St. Louis for like 20 years, and then they just up and left. You're just gonna all of a sudden stop rooting for the team you love.
I mean, didn't Zach do that?
Oh yeah, you're right, didn't he?
Yeah, because he said like when the Rams moved from St. Louis to LA, he chose a new team. That's when he became a Titans fan.
Oh, that's interesting. See, if it was me, I would probably stay with him.
I thought that's what he said though. But
yeah, you're right. I think I do remember that as well. Because I remember he kind of like adopted the Titans later.
Right.
I don't know
but
exactly.
But no, I also think that probably like being the Rams would be cool though. Being a young athlete, being around like Jalen Ramsey, Cooper Kupp, like Aaron Donald, just like because they got some
little bit more
stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little bit more star power in LA.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to learn from. Depending on your position, I guess it just depends on your position because you make a good point too. Like if you're an O lineman, big beefy boy, and you're the one that protects Joe Burrow and finally turns the corner, then hell yeah, that would be sick. So yeah, I guess it just depends. But
yeah.
Alrighty, before we get into any more Super Bowl talk, let's go ahead and get this NBA trade deadline madness out of the way. There was a few more trades that we're going to talk about probably on Monday after the Super Bowl because those can wait. But this one was just too big. We had to at least give somewhat of our take on it. So in case you missed it, James Harden is now a Philadelphia 76er. The 76ers received James Harden and Paul Millsap, and the Brooklyn Nets in return received Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round draft picks. I don't know where this came from. Literally, like 2 days ago was like, oh, maybe the Nets will talk about trading James Harden. To all of a sudden, boom, bam, done, gone. Like, kind of came out of nowhere, but kind of not after that. So, what is your initial reaction?
I love it. We said, on Monday, we were like, oh, we really hope this happens for like the pure chaos. Yeah. And the closer we got, the more real it seemed.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Literally, I was like, anytime I got the ESPN notification, I was looking at my phone, or I would immediately like open it up and be like, oh, like who got traded? Is it James Harden? And then finally the James Harden news broke. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. It
But
is
yeah,
chaos, though. I love to see that.
no, it's great. It's great. Like I kept on seeing rumors. I guess James Harden really didn't like living in New York.
Yeah, because I think it was you that mentioned it on our last episode, even like the state taxes and everything, how like James Harden doesn't get to keep as much of his salary as he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
In
part of the
Houston.
rumor mill too when it first started happening. And I think he was tired of all like the Kyrie stuff and KD can't get healthy and like but so he wanted out, and now Ben Simmons, I guess his mental health depression is cured. So he'll start playing soon.
That's another thing. Yeah, is like I read some
Dude,
reports that said
bullshitting.
I know, but like, his reports came out right after this trade that were like, because I was wondering, is Ben Simmons going to play this year? Because, he's been 0 Dark 30 Ghost Rider mode on us for a while. And I looked it up, and there's reports that he's getting, quote unquote, mentally ready to continue the season with the Nets. So basically, I give it like a week or two, and he'll probably be back on the court like nothing ever happened. The thing is, though, will he be the same Ben Simmons is the question. Will he be the Ben Simmons from regular season Philadelphia or the Ben Simmons that absolutely embarrassed himself on national television for an entire playoff series? That's the real question.
I think he'll be pretty good in the start of it. I think it'll be fine. And then pretty much like I think I was seeing some comments and tweets, and some of them were like, KD passes to a wide open Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons passes it back to KD. KD leaves Brooklyn because he can't play with those cats.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if this will work out exactly either, because part of the reason they traded him is just because that big three experiment never really worked out, you could say. I don't know if this one will work out with Simmons, because I'm interested to see how he's going to play into the offense as such a big man point guard that he is, whenever they also have Kyrie Irving back now. So
I don't know. Apparently the media loves the fit. And then one thing too, I want to say is like, I think this Brooklyn big three that they had is the ultimate what could have been story in NBA history, right?
Wait, say that again?
The ultimate like what could have been story. Like,
oh yeah, if they'd actually played together.
The super team that was but never was.
That's a good way to put it. Like, they've literally been talked about for like 2 years in the media, just as these giants, but literally are like 7th place in the East and have played 16 games together as a big three in 2 seasons.
Insane.
I think they've played more games with only one of the big three than 2 of the big three. I could be wrong on that, but I would not be surprised, because it seems like every other night 2 of them are injured or something. Mm-hmm. Especially KD. KD's hurt all the time.
So, and one thing that I think is really interesting is that, like, so most of the media and like everyone on Twitter has been clowning the 76ers because, like, oh, they can't get Ben Simmons for a bag of peanuts, like blah blah blah. Like, who would you trade Ben Simmons for? Oh, I wouldn't trade Tyrese Halliburton for Ben Simmons. I wouldn't trade Kristaps Porzingis for Ben Simmons. It's like, we're all clowns because Ben Simmons got traded for James Harden. So,
well, but you got to remember, they did throw in 2 first-round picks, which is pretty. I mean, the Nets now have Kyrie, KD, Ben Simmons, and 2 first-round draft picks,
and Seth Curry.
Yeah, like that brings up my next question: is who do you think won this trade? Did the 76ers win because they got out of that cancer situation with Simmons, or the Nets? Because it really seems like on paper the Nets got a lot better.
I'll go with the 76ers just because, like, it looked there for a second that, like, who the hell was Ben Simmons actually going to get traded for?
I mean, that is a good point, yeah.
How are they going to make it work? Like,
they did.
So getting James Harden out of it is a definite dub. I think so. A lot of people are really worried about what James Harden's contract is going to look like next year because he is a free agent after this year. That's why the Nets traded him.
That's a good point too, yeah.
So they're going to have to back up the Brinks truck on that too. But, still, I think it's wildly impressive that, they weren't supposed to get anything for him for a certain point. And it looked like they're going to have to deal with a mentally depressed Ben Simmons for an entire year. and now they got James Harden out of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a win because that was the only way they could win was to unload him somehow. And you're right. I mean, they got James Harden out of it, but I think both teams got better for sure because I think Philly is better with James Harden and Joel Embiid. It's going to be kick ass. And I think Paul Millsap may have a little splash in there, but he won't be like a game changer.
He'll
But
have minutes.
yeah,
He'll be on
and
the court.
I think Harden and Embiid together will definitely be an interesting pair to watch to see how that turns out. So I think the Sixers got better because now they'll have an actual duo on the court rather than Embiid having to put his team on his back for the past 2 months, literally averaging like close to 40 points a game. Nuts. But and then, the Nets on the other hand, like I already kind of mentioned, they got KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Blake Griffin, even though he's dog water, Nicholas Claxton, Edwards, like they got some dudes, bro. They got some dogs. I'm scared now because it kind of makes both of these teams a title contender in my mind. Like immediately, both of them. I think they're in a lot better of a position to compete for the finals than they were 2 days ago.
Yeah, and Ben Simmons will be surrounded by, I guess, more shooters than he was in Philadelphia, so that's good for him.
That is true, yeah.
But yeah. Wow, I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, and he'll still be with Seth Curry too. So
yeah.
Alrighty though. That's really it for the big blockbuster trade. Had a watch bomb dropped earlier this afternoon. So we'll be sure to talk about the rest of the NBA trade deadline madness because I know I'll just get your quick take on this one, Elijah. How do you feel about the Mavs dishing out KP?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Get rid of this cap hit.
Yeah, that's the main positive of it, but I don't really like who they brought in necessarily. But
Dinwiddie.
I like Dinwiddie's okay, but Bertans,
Yeah, that's the wrong button. But yeah, all right. Let's get into these Super Bowl bets. Let's get into the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's on Sunday. I'm ready for the Super Bowl.
I've been a ball of anticipation for the last week. I just want this game. I can only imagine what the players feel like during this waiting week, dude, because I can't. I just want the game to be done and over with. I want to watch it and be there already. But we got big game this Sunday. Both quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow, are making their first Super Bowl appearance despite the experience gap between the two. If Burrow goes on to win this one, he will be the first player to ever win the Heisman, National Championship, and Super Bowl. And he'll be the first, I think it's something like he's like the fastest Heisman winner to ever win a Super Bowl. There's a bunch of crazy stats in his favor for this one. And Matthew Stafford really just kind of has his legacy on the line because he's a great quarterback, always really he's been on a dog shit team, so he's never been able to get here. Props to him, though, that his first year on a different team, first year with a legitimate squad, you could say, he's in the Super Bowl. So he proved people wrong with that. But other than that, I mean, there's just plenty of storylines to go around for this one, whichever way you want to angle it, construe it. It's been somewhat of an unexpected postseason this year we got 2 4 seeds in the Super Bowl, which isn't all too uncommon, but kind of wild that they both worked out that way. Bengals with wins over the Raiders, upsets over the Titans and Chiefs to get here. The Rams beat the Cardinals, dominated the Bucs for the most part, almost blew it, and then had a comeback win against the 49ers to get here. So it's been a hell of a playoff bracket from the start, from the get-go, but down to the final one. And I think a little fun way to kind of open up the preview to the game with this matchup is let's go position by position or unit. What's the word I'm looking for? Unit group or
position group.
Position group. Yeah, position group. And see who has the edge before we really get into our predictions for this one. So starting out with the quarterback, Joe Burrow versus Stafford. This one's kind of hard, but I got to go with Burrow. I think he just has, we've talked about it time in and time out, that Mamba mentality, that champion mindset. He's just going to go in there and make shit happens, and he does. So I'm giving the edge to Burrow slightly because Stafford is good.
Yeah, I'm giving the edge to Burrow as well. Stafford led the league in interceptions this year with 17.
Oh, I did not know he led the league. Shit.
Yep. And the Bengals are more so getting kind of carried by Burrow, even though their defense has stepped up in the past couple games.
I was gonna say their defense has made a lot of turnovers. They've made a lot of big plays.
But like the Rams are just carried by superstars that they have, throughout the roster. And I was about to say take away Cooper Kupp from Matthew Stafford. What does he turn into? But I could maybe say the same thing about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
I don't know, because he was decent last year with just T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd even.
Yeah, but still, that's kind of
you're right. It would be different.
It would be different. So I'm not gonna make that point for this comparison. So yeah, I'm gonna give the edge to Burrow. But Stafford still, he's strong arm. He's who we thought we were. Like we thought Matt Stafford was good and the Lions were just bad. And him going to the Super Bowl in his first year away from the Lions has definitely proved that point.
Yeah, no, I think like Stafford's one of the guys that has had years where he could be considered top 5 guy even when he was on the Lions. So I wouldn't put him definitively in the top 5 or anything, but he is definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So next up, we got running back position. So I think we should look at this from a whole first and second string. So Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine together versus Cam Akers and Sony Michel together. I know Cam Akers, had a lot of hype in the preseason. He's come back. He's done pretty well after his injury, but I can't give him the edge here. Joe Mixon tops him. And I also think in terms of second string, Sony Michel might be a better player straight up, but I think the Bengals get better usage out of Perine. They tend to – they really know how to use him. Like, there's really no other way to put it. They use him well. They use him in screens. They catch the defense off guard when he comes in. So I think those two together, I'm also giving that edge to the Bengals there.
Yeah, 100% towards the Bengals. Cam Akers was kick-ass against the Cardinals, and then he's kind of been just okay for the rest of the playoffs. He's also had some fumbling issues. Niners. And Sony Michel has been just okay the entire year. In general, and Joe Mixon has had a pretty damn good year, and like you said, Samaje Perine, he's used well in the screen game and as a change of pace back. He's the guy who started off that Bengals comeback last year.
Yeah, the big 41-yard touchdown.
Yeah. So 100% towards the Bengals. I think that's the easiest decision. Well, second easiest.
Well, what do you think is the easiest? Oh, fucking D-line and O-line.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get there in a sec. But this one, I think, is a little bit debatable. And it's the receiving core. So we got Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee matched up against Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and C.J. Uzomah. I think these are without a doubt, two of the top 5 receiving cores in the NFL. There's
the top 3.
I could see 2 of the top 3 as well. It's probably them and the Cowboys have the best receiving core.
Yep. That's what I was going to say.
I think so. You could make a case maybe. No, you can't. I was going to say the Steelers, just if they took out Ben Roethlisberger. Because, Deontay Johnson's pretty decent, Claypool, Juju, but they Vikings. Yeah,
I think that these two teams are better than both those teams without a doubt. So, this is 2 of the top 3.
2 of the top 3. So, if you had to give the edge to one, who would it be?
Rams.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, I think it's the Rams because Cooper Kupp is the best receiver in the NFL right now, today.
Yes.
And OBJ has completely turned himself around. I guess it was Baker after all. I don't know. Or maybe he decided to start playing.
Maybe.
But OBJ is back to being prime OBJ. And Van Jefferson's no slouch.
Yeah, he's one of the best wide receiver 3s in the league, probably.
Is Tyler Higbee hurt? Is he playing?
That's a good question because I know he was hopeful. C.J. Uzomah was hopeful as well, but he is playing. Yeah, I'll do a little fact check on it real quick.
Yeah, and that's another reason too. Is like C.J. Uzomah. How good is he going to be with that MCL sprain?
His status is like a game time decision.
Oh, that's tough. Higbee's not really a game changer. He's a solid tight end.
Listed as doubtful though.
Okay.
Yeah, Uzama, I don't know, how much of an impact he'll have because Mans was on crutches. He literally ripped off his knee brace at our Super Bowl like hype conference thing.
Yeah. Nah, so he might be a little bit of a decoy, or who knows, he might get shot up with the perfect amount of painkillers and he's good to go. He
Yeah.
plays like normal. So
Wouldn't be surprised.
but no, I mean Bengals got Jamar Chase, got T. Higgins. I'm really excited to see this Jamar Chase versus Jalen Ramsey matchup. I think it's going to favor Jamar Chase. I think Jalen Ramsey's going to get burned.
I hope so, bro, because I think the Chiefs did a really good job of double teaming Chase for the most part. There was a few times where Chase was able to exploit it just because of his route running, but I'm a little nervous that the Rams might take a book from there or take a page out of their book, and double team Chase almost the entire game. And if that's the case, I mean, T. Higgins is a very worthy wide receiver too. He did it last game. Why not do it again? He had over 100 yards. So
I could see Tyler Boyd showing out too.
I could too, because I thought he had a little bit of a quiet game in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, they're the Rams' other cornerback Hilton is actually like really freaking good too. Like he's one of the highest graded cornerbacks.
I know they're just good, bro. The Rams defense is just good. I'm scared, man.
Yeah, it's
I
tough.
think though, receiving core wise, it's really tough for me because you can't argue that Cooper Kupp is the best receiver in the league this year, especially. So you got to give the edge to Kupp over Chase there. But then T. Higgins versus Odell, it might not be the most popular opinion, but I think it's pretty close. I guess I'll give the edge to the Rams slightly, just overall. It's hard for me to say though, because I would take Tyler Boyd over Van Jefferson.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think like Odell and Higgins are really close, but then I would take Kupp over Chase.
Yeah, and Uzama and Higgins, I'd probably pick Uzama.
Or Uzama and Higbee, yeah.
I mean, Higbee, yeah, I'm sorry. I would probably give a slight edge to Uzama in that one too, but both are dinged up.
Yeah, so it's pretty even, but slight edge to the Rams, mostly just because of Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
And then O-line, I think this one's pretty obvious who has the edge here. We don't even really need to talk about it. The Rams just far and away blow out the Bengals O-line.
I don't know if they played like they did against Kansas City.
Granted, that's the thing.
Rams pass rush is a hell of a lot better than Kansas City's. Aaron Donald, Von Miller has had an outstanding playoff run. And
yeah, dude, I'm terrified of what they could do.
I'm also scared because I have a lot of money on the Bengals.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You're right though. They did exceeded expectations against the Chiefs after that 9-sack game against the Titans. So if they keep that same swagger going for the Super Bowl, maybe they'll get away with 2. I think if they can hold them to like 3 sacks, that's a win. 3 sacks for that Rams front 7, I'd be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to protect Burrow, man, at all costs. He can't go down this game at all. Like if he's out at all this game,
could you imagine if he went down in this fucking game?
Let's not even talk about it, dude. Jesus.
I think if if that man tore his ACL, he still wouldn't come out of the game.
You're right. Yeah, he would play somehow. He'd find a way. He would just stay in the pocket the whole time.
Yep.
Until you had to throw it away every other play. But alrighty, moving on now. D-line. We've already kind of talked about it, but I think the Bengals D-line deserves a little bit more credit than they get sometimes. Hendrickson's been playing well. Hubbard's been playing well. DJ Reader's made a few plays. And especially Logan Wilson at linebacker has been playing out of his mind for a 3rd-round pick. But like we just said, you can't really compete with, big boy Aaron Donald and Von Miller. So
nope.
Got to give that edge to the Rams as well.
Yeah, I agree.
And next up, defensive unit against secondary. This one should really be obvious as well with Jalen Ramsey back there. You got to give this one to the Rams. As much as the Bengals secondary has made a lot of big plays, I think they have, 7 or 8 interceptions in the last 3 games. It's nuts. They have a lot of turnovers. The Bengals, yeah.
Yeah, they had 3 against Titans. They had 2 against Chiefs.
I think they had 2 against the Raiders.
Really? Derek Carr threw 2?
It might be 6 because I know there was that game the game-winning one at the end.
I don't know. Well, either way, Matt Stafford's probably going to throw a pick.
Oh, I think so too, which that's one of my bets in a bit we'll get to. But yeah, I think the Bengals secondary will come up with a big play, but the Rams secondary will be a bit more locked down in terms of big play potential.
Mm-hmm.
So got to give that one to the Rams. And then last but not least, the special teams unit. Who do you give the edge to?
Money McPherson, baby.
Yes, sir. He's
Bengals.
the entire reason, bro.
Yeah, he's the entire reason. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know what punt coverages are better or who's the better punter on both teams. Well, actually, Johnny Hecker's pretty renowned. Good.
Kevin Huber has also been in the league for like 15 years. He's pretty good.
Kevin. That's a name that I'm aware of.
Which is a sign for a punter.
Which is a sign for that's a good punter. But yeah, Evan McPherson is lights out this playoffs, and Matt Gay is okay. So
yeah, he's all right. Yeah, I got to give that one to Shooter McPherson there as well. He's been phenomenal as a rookie. All righty, Shooter. All right, so let's hop into our predictions now that we've kind of laid out how we see this game, how we see this matchup down to the T. So I see this game going. I think it's going to be a close game the entire way. I don't think it's going to be like the typical Bengals comeback against the Chiefs or anything where they just absolutely suck in the first quarter and then pull it out of their ass in the third. I think it's going to be really, really close all the way through, going to be back and forth. I think Joe Mixon is going to have himself a big day. Even though Burrow is ice in his veins, I think they might rely on the run game a little bit just to ease off those nerves because, it is, again, it's the Super Bowl. But I think Burrow is going to make the big plays when he needs to make it. And for that reason, I think Burrow is going to get the Super Bowl MVP because obviously I have the Bengals coming out on top. So even though Joe Mixon has a big day, Burrow's going to make the plays when it counts. Give me Bengals 27-24 coming away by a field goal thanks to Money McPherson.
I have a similar way, but I think that Cooper Kupp is going to come out with the most yards ever in a Super Bowl. However, Matt Stafford is going to throw an interception that leads to the game-winning Evan McPherson field goal. Bengals 30, Rams 28.
Wow, you have Stafford choking it like that. Mm-hmm. Not even just a casual interception, like a game-losing interception. I could get behind that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I would go absolutely nuts, dude. If it's a last-second field goal, bro. Oh, I'm not prepared. I'm not mentally prepared for this. But all right, so we're both rolling with the Bengals, which we've kind of been talking about now for a while. But let's go ahead and now get into our official game bets. We have, like I said, we have plenty of bets to get through. Player props, just complete degenerate bets. But these are our core bets that are, spread over under, those kind of things that take place for this game in particular. And I'm going with, and Elijah is also on the same line, Bengals +5. And this is the largest single bet I've ever placed in my career as a sports bettor at 11 units. So
same here. This is the largest straight bet I've ever placed. And I know that, when we broke it down, breaking it down also made me really, really nervous because the Rams are a lot better than the Bengals in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
But man, the Bengals really just have that magic factor about them.
Exactly,
and I'm not fading that. Sometimes you just have to sometimes you have to say, look, I know what I'm seeing. This team isn't going to go down without a fight. So hell yeah, I'm taking them. And you're damn straight, I'm taking those 5 points.
I saw one of my buddies texting me a stat because they were like, should I hammer Bengals? And I was like, I already did. And they were like, saw something that said Super Bowl underdogs, their 3 to 5 point underdogs are 7-2 straight up and 8-1 against the spread in the last 9 times. And I'm like, yes, please, dude. Yeah. I feel like even if the Bengals lose this, like I said, I think it's going to be close all the way throughout. Like they're just not going to go out without a fight if they do go down.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, dogs by more than 3 points cover at an insane rate. So that's another reason I like the pick. And then like you said, most of them do win outright. I just think it's the best way to go at it. What I do want to know though is who in the hell are all these Rams bettors? I feel like everyone I know is all in on the Bengals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like all the like all the casual sports bettors, you could say, that I talk to seem to be riding with Joe Burrow, just like the hype train, kind of like take the Bengals. But you're right. Like the Action Network has it still as Rams, like 58 to 60% of the public bets, and
And
even
then
more of the money percentage. So
right, it was like 70% last time I was able to get it.
yeah, I mean, I know there are some pretty like big hitters. Some of the sports bettors I follow on TikTok are on the Rams. A lot of media personalities are on the Rams because LA, but like I don't, for some reason, everyone I've talked to seems to be riding the Bengals. It's weird. But anyway, are you making a play on the over under at all? Because I personally am avoiding it at all costs. The Super Bowl's tricky.
So I am, but in a teaser. I'm going with a little bit of a teaser. Bengals plus 10.5 over 42.
I like that. I do like that. I like 42 a lot more than I like 42.5 as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Did it move up a half?
No, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Last time I checked, it was 48. So I didn't place this yet.
I was just saying in general, like 42 is a much more attractive number than like 42.5 would have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bengals plus 10.5 is like the lock of the century. Come on. We're not going to see a repeat of, what was it, Super Bowl 50, Seahawks, Broncos. I think that was
a complete blowout.
Yeah, just complete blowout.
I think that was the last time we've seen a blowout.
Yeah, that's like the only Super Bowl blowout that I can really remember in my lifetime.
Broncos Panthers wasn't a very good game. I remember that. That was I think Broncos beat them by 10, maybe. And then last year's was a blowout. What are we talking about?
Wait, what was the final score last year?
It wasn't pretty. It was garbage time.
Oh, wait. I'm curious. I totally forgot.
And then
score. Oh yeah, 31-9. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was that one Super Bowl Rams Pats that was 13-3. I hope to God that we don't get another one of those. That was awful.
I mean, I'm okay with it if the Bengals are the one that blows them out, so that'd be okay.
Right. I would too, though, because money. I also one of my other bet is Joe Burrow Super Bowl MVP plus 200. I was gonna sprinkle some money line, but I decided there was more. The odds were juicier for Joe Burrow MVP, and I was like, well, if the Bengals win it straight up, no one else is getting that.
Yeah, like 90%, he's gonna get the
99.9.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I'm also going with Burrow as my Super Bowl MVP pick, but I'm also going to lay a small little $10 on Aaron Donald as my backup if the Rams were to win. I think he's going to have a big day regardless. So I got Aaron Donald as another Super Bowl MVP pick at plus 1,000. But I also thought about sprinkling the money line because, a lot of people were like, oh, if you're so confident on the Bengals, why'd you bet the spread? Why not money line? And I'm like, because I have a fucking brain, okay? Like I want to be smart with my money. But so instead of sprinkling money line, I went with Rams first half, Bengals final time double result at plus 600 odds. I think those are really good odds for that bet. If history repeats itself, then the Rams are going to win the first half and the Bengals will come out in a comeback fashion. But I think it's going to be really close the whole time. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 10-7 at halftime. Or I don't know, not 10-7, like 13-10 maybe. And then, the Bengals win it 27-24 in the end. So that's what I got for my official game bets, you could say. But let's go ahead and move on now into the player props for Sunday.
Do you want to start tailing or fading?
Yeah, good. So I'll explain it a little bit. So for those that have followed us, we do on Thursdays our Tail or Fade segment, which usually during the football season, Elijah and I would read off our top 5 picks from the upcoming Sunday of football. And the other person's, for example, if I was reading my picks, Elijah would react to the pick by saying tail, like he agrees with the pick, or fade, he's going the opposite of the pick. So we're going to do that throughout all of these over-under picks. Some of them we can't really tail or fade. So we'll do all the ones we can. And then we'll tally it up at the end and get our full season records because we started out hot, but we don't necessarily know exactly where we stand right now. So exciting to see where we end up. I'm curious. But all right, let's go ahead and get into it. I'll start out with mine. I got a couple Matthew Stafford plays. So first up, I'm taking Matthew Stafford under 36.5 passing attempts. He's only surpassed this amount, I think, 5 times out of the 17 games this year. And I don't see that happening in the Super Bowl of all games where, there's a lot on the line. So that's it's a small play for me, but I'm taking under 36.5.
Yeah, that's a huge number. I'm going to tail.
Yeah, it's a lot of passing attempts.
Like that. I saw it's the same on Action Network. I guess both Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow at like 38.5. And I'm like, that's so many pass attempts.
Yeah, Burrow is also ridiculous. And I'm just kind of like, I'm staying away, dude. I don't, because Burrow, who knows? He threw like 48 4 weeks ago whenever he put up 500 yards, basically. So, but I don't think we'll have a game like that. So, and then another Matthew Stafford pick. I got Matthew Stafford to throw an INT, yes, which I know you have already mentioned. So I assume that one's a tail as well.
It's a tail. Leads the league in interceptions. I think this is a really good bet. The only thing that would make it not a good bet is that the odds are probably like minus 170, right?
I got minus 140.
Decent.
Yeah, actually, so I went ahead.
That's what I got mine at too.
Yeah, I went ahead and took it.
Yeah, I placed it too. I forgot that.
All right, and now I don't know. This one may be a bit hard to tailor fade. You can tailor fade if you so desire. But I have a parlay which I recently started using. This isn't sponsored or anything, but I just got to mention. I recently started using this new app, Prize Picks, where it's like player props, like only player props. So this is my Prize Picks entry, and I got a 4-way parlay. I sent it to Elijah earlier. I pussied out of the Aaron Donald one. I got scared, but I'm going Joe Burrow over 9.5 rush yards. This one's hit for 2 games in a row. I think he's going to have to use his legs to get out of some sticky situations against this D-line. And I'm also going Joe Mixon over 3.5 receptions. Same reason, really. The Rams are going to be bringing a lot of pressure. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for a check down, dump off pass. And Mixon has hit this over more than half the games this season. Next up, I'm taking Matthew Stafford over half an interception. So just throwing that last pick into my parlay. And then I'm also going Evan McPherson over 1.5 field goals made. He's made at least 2 field goals in every playoff game this year. So I'm riding that trend. That's my parlay.
Yeah, I love all those picks, but I'm just not going to tail the parlay just for like.
Fair enough, yeah, because it's a little bit for the record. It wouldn't really
for the overall record, which was I got to tally up at some point.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I like all those picks.
And then my last straight bet for the props is this one is getting revenge on my Leonard Fournette bet last year. I bet this same exact line for Leonard Fournette, and I missed it by half a yard last year. So I'm going Joe Mixon, first rush attempt of the game, over 3.5 yards. Fuck the Rams D-line. He's going to power through and get those 4 yards, baby. What do you think? Fade. God damn it. Fuck you.
I'm going to fade.
I had a feeling.
The streak continues.
Yeah. It might. That was kind of just a pride bet, really, more than anything else.
Right. So for me, I don't think you could really tailor fade this one, but Rams' first catch is going to be by OBJ plus 325.
See, I really like that one. For some reason, my book doesn't have first reception by team. It only has first reception overall, which is bullshit to bet because the coin toss could fuck you. But so I really like that one. Yeah, I'm not going to tailor fade these 2, but I do like that one.
And then I got Bengals first catch, Tyler Boyd plus 375.
So I don't know about this one.
I don't know either.
It could literally go any way for the Bengals.
I think I should have put it on Chase.
I feel like he's going to target Chase first, but also the defense could be locking down Chase at the start. So
I was trying to think outside the box, but fuck it. God's plan. We ride.
Value-wise, it's probably the best value. I mean, I'm sure Chase was like plus 110?
Yeah, plus 150.
Yeah, so not too juicy there.
Next up, I got Joe Burrow over 10.5 rushing yards. He's used his legs when needed to in the playoffs, and I think he'll probably use his legs a couple times too again in the Super Bowl. So,
yeah, I'm tailing that one. I have that one in my parlay. I got 9.5, but I'll take 10.5 as well.
Next up, I got Samaje Perine over 1.5 receptions.
This one makes me a little bit nervous considering I took the Joe Mixon over for receptions. So this would be a lot of running back receptions, but it is only 2 receptions. So I'm going to tail that one.
Yeah. And then I couldn't help but add this one too when I saw it. Samaje over 14.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Oh my God, dude.
Nothing.
I feel like if I took the last one, I have to take this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tail it, damn it.
And then Cooper Kupp, longest reception, over 28.5 yards. He's going to catch a bomb at some point.
Dude, why are you doing this to me? See, I'm thinking, though, that if the Rams catch a bomb, for some reason, I feel like it's going to be Van Jefferson or Odell. I don't know why.
I think they're going to catch multiple bombs.
Fuck you. You're probably right.
Sen.
See, but Jesse Bates may be ball hawking Kupp's side is the thing. That's tough. That's a really tough one because 28.5 really isn't that crazy for a Cooper Kupp reception. Yeah, I'm going to tail that. Yeah. That's all. I just all tailed those. Jesus. All right. Now we have all of our just pure degenerate bets that we would absolutely never place real money on any other NFL game other than the Super Bowl.
But here we are.
But yeah, here we are. It's the most bet game in America for a reason. It's going to be a hell of a Monday afternoon for every sports book across the country, just racking in all the dough from the degenerates like us. But it's not going to stop me. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to have fun. I'm looking forward to. I started it last year. I'm making a new tradition. I'm going to get a whiteboard and I'm going to write out all my picks and I'm going to have like a red and green marker so I can check them or X them as the game's going on.
There you go. I actually have a whiteboard. I should do that.
You should, dude. It makes it fun, honestly. It's a fun way to do it because you also that way like just constantly have what you have up. Because I have like 15 bets on this game probably. So
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. So we already had 250 on the Bengals spread. I started placing down all my props. I just started pressing buttons. I threw down like another 200.
Yeah, I've done the same. So yeah,
shit.
We're in for an interesting Sunday night.
We're either go really, really, really good or really, really bad.
Well, basically, all that has to happen for us, Bengals got to cover. That's it. If the Bengals cover, tragedy could be turned into, because if the Bengals cover and I lose all of my prop bets, I'll maybe win like $20 or something. But
yeah, I'll still come out on top.
Yeah, the chances of me losing every prop bet are very unlikely. So
yeah,
I feel like just the Bengals covering is really all we need. But all right, let's go ahead and get into these degenerate bets. So do you want to tailor fade these ones as well?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck it. All right. So this one is obscure, and I've never even seen this line in a game before until this, but I'm going to go with history repeats itself. The Bengals have had strong third quarter every playoff game this year. So I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals to score a touchdown in the third quarter. Yes, at minus 130 odds.
I'm going to.
It's tough, dude. It's so specific. Like,
I'm gonna tail. Third quarter is important. Third quarter is actually the highest scoring quarter in football, or is it the second quarter?
I think it's the third.
Okay.
All right, and then next up, this one is just the pinnacle of degeneracy. I think every sports bettor in America should be riding this line, and I already know you're going to tail it. So give me coin toss result, tails, baby.
It never fails.
It never fails, dude. I can't wait. I'm actually curious. I need to look this up right now. Super Bowl coin toss results. I'm curious as to what the recent results were.
I shamelessly put $40 on it.
Yeah, I put 20. I put 22. So I did a unit. I maybe should have done more, bro. My book has it at minus 120 odds, and so I texted my bookie and I was like, "Yo, don't you think it's kind of bullshit that it's at minus 120? Like the juice is even bigger for something that's 50-50." And he's like, "No, think about it. It makes sense. It's always like that because for something that's truly 50-50, the sports book has to have an edge. Like, and I'm like, I mean, I guess, but it's kind of bullshit. Like,
what a twat.
yeah,
Answer.
I was like, whatever. But anyway, all right, let's look at these results. So last year was heads. I mean, so in the last 4 Super Bowls, we've had 2 heads, a tails, and then heads last year. So tails is due.
Tails is due.
Yeah, before that, it was tails 4 times in a row. So, I mean, tails is, oh my God. And then it was heads 5 times in a row before that.
Tails is due.
Dude, tails is due, bro. Tails is so due. All right, we're riding with tails for the coin toss. Oh, and also another one that I don't think we even included in here because the official line hasn't been posted, I don't think yet, is the National Anthem.
Always go on the over. That's like that's like a tradition.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know what the official line is yet, but whatever the National Anthem over is, you bet your ass both Elijah and I will be riding that and sweating that out for a minute and a half or whatever it may be. But alrighty, though, moving on. This one is also, this is going to be a sweat, but I'm relying on statistics here. I'm relying on pass interference calls, and I'm going the shortest touchdown of the game under 1.5 yards. Yes, at minus 140 odds.
Fade.
Interesting. I was tempted to take the over because of the plus odds, but dude, there's a lot. Like 80% of NFL games have a touchdown under 1.5 yards. It's nuts. But alrighty. Next up, I'm going no team to score 3 unanswered scores. So neither the Rams nor the Bengals can score 3 straight touchdowns, even 3 straight field goals, or a combination of the two before the other team scores. So I'm going, that's plus 125 odds. It's actually favored to have, 3 unanswered.
Yeah, it happens more often than you think.
You're right.
But I'm going to tail. I actually looked for this in my book too, but I just ended up not placing it. Yeah. But yeah, I like it.
Alrighty. And then this one is weird, but it kind of goes along with both you and I's predictions. And that is for the Cincinnati Bengals to score the last score of the game at minus 110 odds.
I'm going to tail.
Yeah, I think they're going to get that last second field goal for the win. All right, this one might be my favorite one too. Everybody always wants to know, when it comes to Super Bowl betting, what color will the Gatorade shower be? So I did a little bit of digging, and I mean, I did at least half an hour to an hour of research and just completely wasting my time. But I did the digging, all right? And I did some reading, and the Cincinnati Bengals and the Rams are 2 of the 6 teams that voted that purple Gatorade is one of their most used flavors. So this was, I think, on Bleacher Report that this was reported on, okay? So I also noted that the first win in Zach Taylor's career, they dumped clear Gatorade over him. So they used clear, I guess. So clear and purple are both in the mix. I'm ruling out immediately orange and blue because that's just too simple. That's what they want you to think. Those are the team's colors. It's not always the team's colors. Come on. So, and then I was thinking, now we got to analyze, what do players like to drink, right? Orange was voted the unanimous number 1 amongst players, which I thought that was weird. And
everyone knows blue's good. The best flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
Orange is low tier. Orange isn't even mid.
Yeah, but orange and blue are the money line favorites. So my logic here is that orange and blue are going to be drank first because they seem to be the favorite flavors. The Bengals and Rams both also use purple Gatorade. If they have multiple Gatorade jugs, players are going to be thirsty during the game, right? They're going to have to drink. Which Gatorade jug is going to have the most when the game's all said and done? Purple. Nobody drinks grape Gatorade, bro. Nobody.
Delicious.
Oh, come on. If you have blue, you're going to pick purple?
No, but I like grape Gatorade.
I'm not a big fan. I'm going with purple, though. I think it'll be the least drank. It'll have the most liquid in the tub at the end of the game. It's plus 1,000 odds. It's like the biggest underdogs, too. So I think there's value.
Fade. I'm on orange.
Oh, fuck you. On orange?
I am, yeah.
Disgusting.
Yep.
All righty. What do you got for me?
All right. I love this one. Opening kickoff to be a touchback. Plus 105.
I don't know, dude.
So either he's going to take it out or it's going to be a touchback.
I'm going to fade. Fuck it. I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like I think they're gonna run it back, not all the way back, but make a stab at it.
All right. First score wins game. No plus 150.
I like that because I think the Rams are gonna score first. So
no score in first 5.5 minutes. Minus 155.
Dude, those are steep odds, but I really don't think there will be a score. So I'll tail that, but I don't like
Hasn't
those odds.
happened hardly ever in the Super Bowl. Hardly ever hit.
Wait, I forgot one of my picks. Sorry, one of my picks also is first score of the game, Rams field goal plus 300.
I'm gonna fade.
All right. I feel like I'm giving you easy ones, like these plus 1,000 and plus 300 odds. Just stack
I'm about
up
to
the
give
record.
you. About to give you a good one. Here in 2 picks. Over 5.5 sacks in the game. So this includes both Bengals and Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna tail that because I think the Rams will probably get at least like 4 of them.
And then this is probably my favorite bet. Successful 2-point conversion. I'm hitting yes plus 255.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man, because I really also kind of like that at those odds. But for the sake of Taylor fade, I might just want to fade to maybe help my record out a little bit. I don't know. That's tough. How many times has there been a 2-point conversion in the Super Bowl? Do you know any like stats on that?
I don't know, but I feel like it happens.
I feel like it does too. I mean, it
I
happened in
don't
the
know.
AFC Championship game.
It always happens with the Patriots. Only memory I can think of with a 2-point conversion in the Super Bowl, it's Tom Brady.
You know what? I'm gonna fade. There's a reason it's plus 255. I know that's the fuddy duddy. That's not the fun pick, but I don't know. That's tough.
I'm going with it just because like I think that they're gonna try and like get the most advantage in the game, and they're both, Sean McVay is gonna really hit hard on analytics, and he's just gonna be like, all right, fuck it, 2-point conversion after this.
That's true. I wouldn't be surprised if they threw like a random 2-point conversion in there.
You know it would be terrible though if there is a 2-point conversion attempt and it does, because they could still attempt it and not convert. That wouldn't hit.
That's true. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm thinking too. Is like, first off, you have to have an attempt and then the conversion in of itself. So like,
a lot of things got to happen.
Dude, a lot of things have to happen for both of us this Sunday, dude. Jesus Christ. Let me just. All right, so that's 5. That's 7. That's 12. That's 19. That's 26. That's, oh my God, that's 33. Yeah, so between the two of us, we have 33 bets on this game. It's a good time.
Oh, shit.
Dude. Oh, it's going to be a sweaty Sunday. I can tell you that. Jesus Christ. We're either going to be very, very happy on Monday or very, very sad. So I'm sure we'll be texting each other throughout the game. Our reactions to
by the way, announcement. I'm going to live stream me watching the Super Bowl and freaking out. I'm also going to put on my dog's shock collar. So anytime I yell at a certain volume, I'm going to get shocked.
Dude, I love that. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that up on my laptop, like right by my TV.
Yeah,
that's gonna be great. So yeah, that's gonna be live on the GTD, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, everything. I bet that'll do well on TikTok, honestly.
Yeah,
especially just if like people tune in and they'll just see a man in a dog collar and be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
I know I'm gonna feel weird wearing it, but like I don't know. I feel like it'd be funny, be a good way to get some content, and then.
Yeah, good way to interact, engage with the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it.
All righty. Like we said, it's going to be a very interesting Sunday, whether you're a Bengals fan or a Rams fan. I hope everybody has a fun and safe Super Bowl weekend. I know everybody's probably doing some sort of watch party, most watched televised event of the year, always. So one thing I didn't see yet is the Super Bowl halftime prop bets, which is something to stay on the lookout for. If your book has odds on the first song to be played, a wardrobe malfunction, all that kind of stuff for the halftime show.
I would definitely say Mary J. Blige is going to be the first first performance.
Really
Yeah, because she's got the pipes, and they want to go with her because she's a woman.
interesting.
I think that they would do that because they want to start it out with more like diversity, I guess, in terms of gender.
For some reason, I feel like they're going to start it out with no, because Kendrick and Dr. Dre are probably going to come out together.
Yeah, well, and Kendrick's the biggest star, so you don't want to start out with Kendrick.
I don't know. You could argue Dr. Dre's bigger than Kendrick. You could even argue that Eminem is bigger. I don't know. Kendrick. Though. It depends on the audience.
Maybe
the
40-year-olds. I don't know. Kendrick's
maybe the 40-year-olds. I mean, yeah, especially Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre might
just take it legacy wise.
It's Mary J. Blige. It's gonna be Mary J. Blige. Mark my words.
Yeah, it's gonna be impossible though to pick like an exact first song because like last year we knew it was The Weeknd. You know, this year it's like 5 different artists. So,
which I'm definitely gonna be on my phone the entire halftime show. I do not care about it.
Probably it'll be my time to go grab more drinks, make more food, socialize a little bit. But
yeah,
alrighty. Like I said though, hopefully everybody has a fun, safe Super Bowl weekend. Best of luck on all of your bets this weekend. Oh, we got a comment here. Sorry, lads. What about the Anthem over 1 minute 40 over under? Oh, so it's a minute 40. Okay, that's what we were looking for was the official time. I didn't know if it was officially posted or not yet. We're taking the over, both of us,
over.
No matter what. Yeah, over. I saw a stat that every time an African-American woman has sang the national anthem, the over has hit. So, science, bro. Bang. That's math. Can't argue with math. Oh, he said agree. Yup. Take the over. Most degenerates in America are going to be riding the over. I'm literally going to have a timer as I watch it just going. So it's electric. It's always electric. So great way to start out the game. And then 2 seconds later, you got the coin toss, you know? It's electric way to go. But all right, hopefully you guys aren't as degenerate as us and maybe aren't stressing as much. But best of luck again on all your bets this weekend. And yeah, I think that's all we got for our Super Bowl special. Elijah, can you think of anything else?
No, let's make some money this weekend.
Yes, sir. Hoo-day, baby. We'll see y'all on Monday.